Hey, what is good, what is good, what is good, beautiful people? Chris, you know who I be, good doc, Dr. Mike TV, back again, once again. You already know what it is, baby. Instant classic in the making. First time to the channel, guys. Make sure you subscribe, notify, do all the good things to make yourself well versed in the good docs content. Everything you should need to know about me shall be listed in the links in the description area below. A topic that doesn't really float around within the sector that we service here in the Philippines community, the Expat Philippines community, is one that discusses arranged marriages. Now, I can understand the reason why I wouldn't. I kind of feel like any foreigner that's going to the Philippines and looking to marry, you've kind of gotten to know a woman enough to get to the point where I don't feel it should be arranged. It's just something, I want to get married. It's something you feel like you want to do. But I want you to hold off on that one really quick because today's story is going to completely blow your mind. But normally we don't talk about content like this because it's something that, although it is a popular thing within the Philippines, normally it doesn't affect somebody like us. Normally, when it comes to the idea of arranged marriages, at least from my perspective and from what I understand about it and who it naturally affects, it usually has to deal with those of the upper echelon, those who got money. Normally, a son from a prominent family and a daughter from a prominent family come together and they kind of just build upon the wealth that they've already created separately, and they kind of just combine it through marriage. That's pretty much what I've understood to be true about most arranged marriages in the Philippines. Normally, those in the upper echelon are usually the ones that partake in that because they want to keep the wealth all within the families that, they grew up around and everything like that. But there's this article that came out. Shout out to all of my brothers on the email chain gang. This was shared with me via my boy JD Orca, aka my boy DE Raptor. He shared this email with me, and like I said, big salute to all of my brothers who participate in the chain gang, the email chain gang, and who actually got this email as well, because I just had to make a video about it. But he sent me this email, and it was a Newsweek article that says, husband finds wife marrying another man on social media in a $312,000 wedding scheme. Now, this particularly affects, I want to say, Mongolia, an area in China. This is where it's coming out of, and apparently this guy was introduced to the young lady in question through a matchmaker, and within a month of them meeting each other, they ended up marrying. And he said that he only spent, I want to say it was only 2 days or 10 days with his wife throughout the entire time that they were married. And they had been married for a couple of months up until this point. So he ends up getting an invite via social media or some social media app, and he sees that his wife is marrying another man. Again, the article is so mind-blowing, guys. I can't even begin to tell you all that this story has to offer, but I'm gonna leave it in the comment section below so that you guys can have an article reference to go back and check out. But basically, my man found out his wife was cheating, and not only has she been married, she had been married to multiple guys, and I believe it was more than one young lady participating in this mail order bride arranged marriage scheme, which ended up again being about $312K. I believe that in order for him to even marry the girl, they ended up having to give up about $23,000 worth of jewelry and all of this stuff in reference to pay the dowry. And he ends up marrying this chick, or at least he thought. The thing about it is, when it comes to find out, even the marriage wasn't even an authenticated marriage. So they did get married, but the marriage was not a recognizable marriage. So that just makes the story even more crazy and confusing. Again, I'm going to leave it in the comment section below for you guys to check it out, because I promise you this will be something that even I was taken back by at the twists and turns. It sounds like something that's made for fucking Hallmark, man. the shit was just off the chain, man. But all I know is my man said, he said he only spent 10 days with his wife in their 2-month marriage. He ended up reporting this to the Mongolian police, and that's kind of how the scheme unfolded. Guys, this shit is crazy. But when we get into the idea and the nitty-gritty of arranged marriages, guys, when we get into the talking aspect of arranged marriages, we don't talk about it enough because, like I said, guys, it doesn't necessarily affect us. I know that in the great state of North Kakalaki, and most of my gentlemen who grew up in the United States and probably other westernized countries, that is not a concept that many of us partake in. We're familiar with it, but we don't really partake in it because we know that that's not something that will directly affect us. But it's interesting how prominent that stuff is in the Philippines as well in other, places like India and China and Inner Mongolia and Taiwan and places like that. They have arranged marriages throughout all of Asia. And it's like nothing. Yo, you meet this person one day, you're marrying him tomorrow. It's the craziest thing, man. I can't even imagine what's going through the minds of these people. Like, at least within the Philippines, like the arranged marriages, most of the families kind of grow up together or within the same, industry, or they've, the kids, rich kids hang out with rich kids, so they kind of all come up together. So the fact that their families marry into one another, it's not so much of a surprise. But, in some of these cultures, man, especially in like places like India, somebody will meet their wife the same day they're getting married. It blows your mind. So for me, I just wanted to share the story with you guys, man. I hope that you enjoy it. If you do, please feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe, get the likes up, for real, and I'd appreciate that, man. And with that being said, Good Doc is officially out. At least knuckle, paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Sincerely do. Mahal kita. Mabuhay. Peace.